Good morning, YouTube. It's springtime, and that means a couple different things. One, we're getting our garden stuff starting to grow, and two, something else really exciting. Let me show you. We've been waiting for this ever since the weather started to get a little bit warmer, the days started to get longer. Our hens are starting to go broody, at least some of them. And how do I know that? Let me show you right quick. Alright, so how do I know our hens are going broody? Watch. See that? See how she's pecking at me? That's a pretty good indicator that she's wanting to start hatching some of her own chicks. So let's see what we've got right quickly to work with. See all those eggs? Now I just barely got all those out from under her. Don't worry, I'm going to put them right back underneath. But hang on just one second, let me show you what I'm going to do. So rather than separate her off from the rest of the hens, which I don't want to do quite yet, what we're going to do, all those eggs that I just barely got out from under her, I'm going to mark them. Okay. Just a quick, this is the first time doing it this year. Going to take a second to remember how to do it quickly and smoothly. Just like that. Put a little band all the way around them, that way I can tell which one she's been sitting on and how to tell them apart from the chickens that were just laid for the day. I don't know whether or not you can hear that. She's making kind of a gurgling sound, like a rrr sound. She's not happy that I just took her eggs. But don't worry. We're going to give them back to you right quickly, honey. She's our first hen this year to go broody. So we're kind of excited. I saved a couple from the day yesterday, I think it was, just a little bit, because we knew it was getting to be that time of the year when they were going to start broody. So we've been trying to not collect them over a course of too long, but something I should tell you right now, eggs, chicken eggs, as long as they're fertile, they'll stay viable, meaning if you just leave them on your counter, they'll stay viable, living, or able to grow for at least 2 weeks, possibly 3. I think it's actually 3 weeks they'll stay viable if you just keep them on your counter. Don't put them in your refrigerator or wash them under hot water. That would kill any growth that there is in a fertilized egg that's beginning. But if you just leave them on your counter, they should start to grow and develop into embryos once you either put them in an incubator or put them under a brooder. All of our eggs are marked now. Now we're just going to put them back under her. Okay, now all of those eggs, those 9 eggs that I marked that you saw before, put all of those under her. And I would stick my hand in there to show you that she's still just as broody as she was before, but I don't want to get pecked at. I didn't bring my glove. But as you can see on her face, I don't know how to describe it. When our hens go broody, when they start getting in the mood to brood, it's like their facial expression itself changes. It's really quite interesting. I don't know how to describe it. They almost look angry. All the other chickens are wondering what I'm doing in here. You guys ready to have some new chicks to look at? What are you guys up to?
I just wanted to show you this. I call it roly-poly land. My mom found like 1,000 of them.
See all those little roly-polies? We've been digging up the remainder of our carrots this morning.
And I found an earwig.
Oh, and we found an
Right
earwig.
there.
And centipedes.
Right there. Do you see that guy?
Uh-huh. All sorts of good stuff. I'm putting that on a platter.
picked up the, I think, oh, we found an egg. Is that a brooder? Hey. Put them to good use, you know?
How's it going, honey?
Good. I'm just raking this planter bed in preparation for some herbs.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, the chickens got out. The chickens got out. Come on, go 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 on. They're none of them wanting to go back into the coop. They're saying, "Are you kidding? We've been wanting this grass all spring." Nope. Oh, good job, Isaac. Generally hurt them over one area. It needs to be over close to the floor.
He got some of them in. Oh. Oh. Sorry. But we still have these scoundrels over here. All 5. Oh, there we go. That's okay.
You're huge. Oh, wow. And he's not nearly as graceful.
No.
Don't hurt him, don't hurt him. You don't want to go into that corner.
Did you let out the chicken?
I'm going through that hole.
No.
Those roosters are as big as you, Isaiah.
They really are.
Come on. Come on. Careful for the ladder. Don't trip on it. There you go. Nice.
I just don't want him to go back out.
Big block.
He wants to go back out.
Come on, Isaiah.
Hi, Rock.
Come on.
Dump some water on him. Me.
Yeah, you. Come on, honey.
Put some water on him.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Isaiah. Go.
No, we're not mean.
Can't even see the sun. That is nice. I can't even see what cloud it's behind.
So this is the other big project that we were doing. We didn't actually set out to do this project today. We are taking up this sod, and instead of waiting and thinking about should we rent a sod remover, sod cutter, I just went ahead and started attacking it with the shovel. And Rach was sweet enough to come out as soon as she possibly could. Area over here, that area where we just barely moved the chickens, all of this stuff, you see how it's kind of heaped up right here. We've never had great luck growing much of anything here. It finally dawned on us, this is the low spot in our yard. This is where if we get a humongous downpour or whatever and the water starts to drain, this is where it all comes, and it'll just sit and flood this whole area. It's not really great drainage, at least not yet, and nothing was ever able to grow here. So we raked all of that ground cover back. We may take some of that ground cover and put it over there. What we were thinking about doing with this area instead, once the chickens are done working it over, we were going to try to think through putting some planter boxes in here instead, just up maybe a foot or so to get above that water level where the soil or the plants can have some proper drainage in those raised planter beds. And we can still use this ground for something other than a chicken run. And instead, where we had initially planted grass, this is the high spot in our ground. So we figured this area of any should have proper drainage. So we're gonna cut up the sod, get it off of here, and turn this whole area, ideally from here all the way over to the fence. Here's all of our materials for ground cover: manure, wood chips, hay. Rachel had a good idea of where we did want sod. All of the area off of our back steps used to look like that. Now it looks like that. Isn't that beautiful? And here comes Mama with her aesthetic side. Once we get down the steps, step right here, and on out into the rest of the yard. That's another thing. This was not on our agenda, as I was saying before, originally, but then Rachel pointed out that we were expecting to have rainstorms here the next few days. Don't want to necessarily use city water, so instead, hopefully there will be rain that comes. Ah, you're good. Yeah, that's until it starts overflowing anyway, huh? Okay.
It's gonna be heavy. How'd I do?
Did great. Alright, I think that about does it. Thanks for joining us for that little bit of craziness. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Take care.